Hello everyone, named Jaleesa, JJ Movie TV Switch Game Reviews everybody, and right now I'm going to give you my top 5 Terminator movies. Now I'm ranking all the Terminator movies from worst to best since Terminator 1 to Terminator Genesis, and I'm doing this video just because they announced that there's going to be 2 other Terminator movies and there will be a new script. And here's the thing, my least favorite of all the Terminator movies to this day, Terminator Genesis. This was supposed to reinvent the franchise. Here's the thing, if you saw the trailer, you saw the movie. You see the DVD cover, especially this character, then you know what the movie's about. This film does not know what it wants to be. It doesn't know what it wants its own self to be. It doesn't want to reinvent the franchise. What are they doing? Here's the thing. This has the worst Kyle Reese. This has the worst Sarah Connor. The best thing about this film is Arnold Schwarzenegger as the old Terminator, and his name is Pops, because he technically raised Daenerys Targaryen. I'm not calling her Sarah Connor. She is no Sarah Connor, but the fact that she counts as Sarah Connor, she looks like a freaking teenager, or like something that got out of college. I despise the actress that plays Sarah Connor. She's from Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen. I never was a fan of her as an actress, and people only like her because she went nude in the freaking Game of Thrones. The actor that plays Kyle Reese, here's the thing. When you think of Kyle Reese, you think of the skinny ass toothpick from Terminator, from the first Terminator movie, the one that fell in love with Sarah Connor. Well, he's big as buff, and he more than likely looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. Here's Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is Kyle Reese. Do you see the look, the difference of how they're built? Are you fucking kidding me? This film tries to play so much homage to Terminator 1 and 2, and a lot of people just like this stuff like, I'm watching Terminator 1 and 2 all over again, but you're not watching classicness. You're watching stuff that's being repeated over and over again. Here's the thing. The machines know they have lost the war. So, the Skynet, or whatever you want to call it, the Terminators, they have injected themselves inside John Connor, and now they made him into an unstoppable killing machine. Not Terminator, not human, but something else entirely. And his job is to hunt down his family and kill them. That's the general gist of this movie. But at the end of the movie, they're like, we stopped Judgment Day, but they're continuing 2 new films, and yet they walk off in the sunset together. They drive off to the sunset together, which made me absolutely want to throw up in my fucking mouth. Terminator Genesis is a terrible Terminator film. I don't know what people love about it. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Pop is awesome, but overall, this film a complete time waster, way too fucking long. Some pretty good action scenes, but overall it's a 3 out of 10. It's a piss poor movie. You can watch it if you want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger Pops doing. This is what I just do. YouTube it, all his parts. That's it. That's all you need to see of the movie. You don't need to see nothing else. And that was god awful. Number 4 is none other than Terminator Salvation. Now, if you would have told me that the theatrical cut, Genesis would have been up more. But I seen the director's cut of Terminator Salvation, and it's a superior film to that film. Terminator Salvation, it stars Christian Bale. He's John Connor, a great John Connor. We get this post-apocalyptic world where the machines are still trying to kill John Connor and Kyle Reese, and they're trying to stop this. They're trying to end this war before they lose it all. And John Connor, and they decide to do this really interesting thing. They decide to make a Terminator and a freaking human, a hybrid, and they named the guy named Marcus Wright in the back of me, which you probably can't see. But that guy, that character, he doesn't know he's machine. And the fact is that John Connor, even though he has these recordings of his mother, played by Christian Bale, he doesn't know what that thing is. He doesn't know how to defeat it. His mother never mentioned anything, so it really brings this dilemma. I like the post-apocalyptic world. I like the actor that plays Kyle Reese. You can see how this young kid becomes Kyle Reese. That's the Kyle Reese I wanted to see. This film, Terminator Salvation, has a lot of guilty pleasure moments, and they have a pretty dang solid beginning. Then later on, it kind of drags along because the other main character, Marcus Wright, the Terminator human guy, they give him a love interest, and it drags along the film. He rescues her, they rescue each other, they talk around, and it's trying to humanize the character anymore, but to me, he was already humanized with his relationship with Kyle Reese, and that other kid that barely speaks the mute. He was very humanized. He didn't need a love interest, and this love interest just really brought this film downhill. And and Terminator Salvation, the third act was kind of blurry, but overall it gives standards to what Marcus Wright, this Terminator, sacrificed himself so the Resistance can continue by sacrificing himself for John Connor. Salvation was to me an okay film, at least the director's cut. The director's cut I gave a 7 out of 10. The theatrical cut I gave a 4 out of 10. The theatrical cut was so fucking horrible, but the director's cut was way better. It helps the film a lot more. It helps growth the characters more. And overall, Salvation is very kind of realistic. Post-apocalyptic world. It's just they focus too much on a love story, and then they don't focus enough on the. They focus too much on the love story, and they drag Hill with the overall third act of this film. But the thing is, a lot of people hate the CGI Arnold Schwarzenegger. But here's the thing, they didn't complain about this in Genesis. They didn't complain like, oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger CGI, oh, we hate him. But as long as the other Arnold Schwarzeneggers are, it's okay. Absolutely fucking bullshit. It's like people who hate the new Predators movie because Adrian Brody starred in the main cast and not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Come on, you can't have Arnold Schwarzenegger 24/7. No, come on. So Terminator Salvation is my number 4 of the Terminator movies. I prefer the director's cut, never theatrical cut. And my third favorite of the Terminator movies is Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. Here's the thing. Not having a death of Sarah Connor, or not even showing what happened to her and having her death off screen, is completely atrocious. You should never fucking do that. Sarah Connor was the main character in Terminator 1 and in 2, and to have not a freaking death scene really put me off my game for this movie. But Terminator 3, I enjoyed it. You know, it should never have happened. In this movie, it's all about how Kyle Reese is being hunted down by the TX, and the TX is a female Terminator, and she's actually not there for Kyle Reese, but she's actually there to hunt down his lieutenants of his resistance and try to take him out. So they won't be that successful, or hopefully to stop it. And we learned out during this film, their duty was never to stop Judgment Day. Terminator 3 was all about them surviving it, and we get more of. My favorite scene of this movie was when the TX, the female Terminator, ripped through a guy's stomach while she was in the backseat of the car and took the steering wheel. That was fucking amazing. I love that scene. I mean, and when she get pulled over by a cop, she made her breast bigger, and that was just very interesting because that's the Terminator trying to learn about human interactions, and I just thought that was very fucking interesting. The guy that plays John Connor, he actually did a pretty decent job. Like his relationship with the woman that will future be his wife, and overall a very interesting, fun film. How the Skynet is going to invade and how they're eventually going to take over everything was very interesting. They had cool action scenes, they had good stuff. The only bad part about this film is that Sarah Connor doesn't get a real death, and sometimes the actor that plays John Connor is not that great. But overall, Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines was actually a pretty solid Terminator film in my opinion. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a B movie. It's a B plus video movie. It's a B movie. It's overall a good film. It's pretty dang interesting. It's good fun, good action. And Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, I enjoyed this film. It's a good film. I didn't hate the trilogy. I thought it was pretty solid. Now, my second favorite, and this always goes back and forth with me, but my second favorite is now the first Terminator film. This one was awesome. A man from the future tried to protect Sarah Connor, the future of the Resistance, the future of the child of the Resistance. Kyle Reese is there to protect Sarah Connor, taking out Arnold Schwarzenegger any way he can. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. Going into a police station, shooting up the people. It's all about death and survival. I just absolutely love the first Terminator movie. The first Terminator movie was absolutely fucking amazing. It was awesome. It was chaotic. It was epic. I just fucking love everything about Terminator 1. So yeah, Terminator 1, awesome ass film. Fucking check it out. And my favorite of all the Terminator films is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I love the relationship between Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, another Terminator, and John Connor. I just thought that was freaking amazing how the kid's trying to teach him stuff about being human. It really humanizes the character of the Terminator. And it really humanizes the character of freaking Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor she was basically a damsel in distress in the first film, but she grew to a warrior at the end. And this one, she's a full-blooded warrior, willing to protect her kid, willing to protect the human race. She's fucking awesome. The TX-1000 was fucking amazing. I just loved every single moment of this film. It was straight up sci-fi action. It was orgasmically awesome. It was fucking amazing. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is simply one of the greatest, if not the greatest action film of all time. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, it was fucking amazing. What can I say? Hasta la vista, baby. That's what I gotta say. That is my top 5 Terminator movies. Subscribe if you like. Disagree down about me. Comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. I'll respect yours. Let me know what y'all think of one of all the Terminator movies. From worst to best. Alright, everyone. Name's Lee. Signing off. Everybody. Bye-bye.